Are you freaking kidding me? She actually called them? We need more booba. What are we learning today? Why do they hate Sydney Sweeney? Oh yeah, this is about that freaking jeans video. The jeans. My jeans are the best. Who wouldn't want to be a cute little Wolpertinger? Right? Am I right? Let's go.
So if you've been living under a rock, you probably haven't heard that Sydney Sweeney was in an American Eagle commercial.
Okay, I live under a rock, but I did hear about this.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
Get it? Jeans?
Ooh.
Jeans? Because she's attractive.
Yeah.
And she is. I can see why men like her. She has a really cute face and a nice body. But personally, my favorite thing about Sydney Sweeney is that she's a Nazi. Did they mean to include a bunch of Nazi dog whistles in this? How the f did she agree to this? Actual Nazi ad. The only way Sydney Sweeney would be okay with doing an ad like this is if she was a Nazi.
This is Nazi shit.
Okay.
Stop the ad! That is being racist!
Some of you guys might be too young to remember, but back in the day when an ugly girl was jealous of a pretty girl, she would simply call her a whore. But that's a good thing now, so we have to call her racist.
We did not see that
I'm
coming.
going to be completely honest, I have no idea what movies Sydney Sweeney is in. All I know, she is a very popular celebrity, and I always see discourse on Twitter about her being mid. What is wrong with you people? Who is not mid nowadays? I saw Anne Hathaway get called mid the other day. Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway is so cute though. What? What?
If these women are
No.
mid, I'm like a sub-zero. I'm like a negative
I'm a
2.
negative
I'm like
100.
a horseshoe crab on the bottom of the ocean. Horseshoe crabs are pretty base though. 445 million years, no evolution. That's me. Millions of years on YouTube, no evolution.
What?
Sydney Sweeney has like a fun, bubbly personality. She seems like she enjoys
so
being
cute.
feminine, and it seems like she doesn't hate men, which is a big plus. She really plays into the like, I'm a hot blonde bombshell, I have big titties thing, which, are we back to liking titties as a society? Didn't Kim Kardashian deflate her ass recently? That's how I knew the ass fad was over.
Look, I'm sorry, but in my opinion, Kim Kardashian is a mid. Not even gonna lie.
Kim Kardashian's ass and the rise of Sydney Sweeney. Besides, ass, titties, no, I don't objectify women. I respect women, okay? The only thing that matters to me is a woman's mind. And thighs.
Yes.
What is like the male body equivalent to this debate? Abs or arms? Personally, I love a good forearm. I love a good, nice, thick, manly wrist. And you know what looks great on a wrist? A watch. Which brings us to today's sponsor,
Oh no!
So let's quickly give them a shout out before we get into today's video, shall we?
Wow!
Is a young Aussie that creates unique jewelry and accessories. My jeans are brown. Sounds like I shit my pants.
The woke outrage over Sydney Sweeney's ad has gone from, well, bad to worse.
Some people have taken issue with the phrase great genes being used over images of a blonde, blue-eyed woman.
If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
TikTok and Twitter
Nobody
absolutely
cares
blew up with
what
thousands
he
and
has
thousands
to say.
of people calling this ad fascist propaganda.
What the
Yes,
frick?
they literally took the jeans and jeans pun to be some kind of Nazi dog whistle because Sydney Sweeney is an attractive blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman, which apparently has been an extinct species for so long in advertisement that when people saw this, they got scared and thought they saw the ghost of Hitler. Is Sydney Sweeney a Nazi? No. But do these people kind of have a point about this ad? Also no, they are unwell. But let's hear them out. Let's watch some of these TikToks. Let's listen to them.
If you don't
listen to
like
their
the
points.
ad,
we're not gonna be mean. We're not gonna own the libs,
like,
okay? We are
go
going
get a
to
snack
hear
during
them
it or
out.
You guys are complaining about that Sydney Sweeney jeans ad, so I went and saw it.
That's Nazi propaganda.
Holy 2014 Tumblr.
Wow.
What the f? Out here looking like she walked straight out of a Stone Toss comic. Looking like you're going on the thumbnail of this video. Listen, if your bangs end in the middle of your forehead, you don't have to tell me your political opinions. I know them. I can tell. Okay, sorry. I got it out of my system. let's continue.
I will be the friend that's too woke because those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like fascist weird. Like Nazi propaganda weird.
So this commercial was apparently a reference to
You know what? You're weird for caring so much about it, okay?
Brooke Shields commercial from the 80s.
Just don't buy American Eagle then.
Life lies hidden in the genetic code. Genes are fundamental in determining the characteristics of an individual and passing on these characteristics to succeeding generations. This may result in the origin of an entirely new species, which brings us to Calvin's and the survival of the fittest.
Calvin Klein jeans.
Oh my god, she turns into a swastika. She was like 14 in that ad, by the way. Really creepy. So at least Sydney Sweeney is of legal age. 14 is actually pretty old for Brooke Shields if you know her history and her lore. If anything, that is the most f***ed up thing about this Sydney Sweeney ad, referencing an old ad of a child star who was abused by Hollywood. But yeah, it was a callback to an old commercial. And Sydney Sweeney is the current day hot celebrity, so they chose to do it with her. They unfortunately failed to consider the fact that in current year, white people are not allowed to say that they have good genes because that is Nazi propaganda.
A blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
You don't get to drop lines about inherited traits, blue eyes, and great genes while zooming in on somebody that could have walked straight off of a Nazi propaganda poster.
A white, blonde, blue-eyed, Hitler's wet dream talking about how much she loves her genetics.
It's not just giving eugenics, it's giving male fantasy.
I like how eugenics and being attractive to men are like equally terrible things to these people.
Sydney Sweeney's jeans ad is giving ethnic state propaganda. It is giving dystopian. It is giving 1940s Germany.
Why do they all speak the same?
How do people have so much time on their hands to care about such stupid ass shit? Like, what the frick? And then putting so much energy into making all these videos about it and stuff. Like, what the hell? Who cares? Who cares? Just go get a snack during the ad or turn the TV off and don't buy American Eagle. Like, literally no one gives a shit.
Why do they all do the same shit? They all say the same shit. It's giving. It's giving.
Put a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, fair-skinned woman in an ad and say she has good genes. I don't know if I can say this, but it's literally giving Nazi propaganda.
It's giving. Also, the flesh-colored microphone? Why? It's giving dick, okay? It's giving penis. It's giving cock.
I can't believe I actually have to explain this, but there is a reason that they picked a girl named Sydney Sweeney for this ad, and it's not just her blonde hair and her blue eyes. Sydney Sweeney is laying with her German Shepherd dog in this shoe. Her name is Sydney Sweeney, so her initials are SS. They intentionally included her German Shepherd dog in the photo shoot.
Oh my god.
What?
Take your meds. Meds, 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 meds. Her name is Sydney Sweeney. Her initials are SS, like the Nazis. The dog is a German Shepherd. German, like the Nazis.
Oh my god, people are pulling at straws. Most of the people throwing fits like this are either trust fund babies or being taken care of by their SO. Yeah, because, like, what the frick? I do not have time in my life to care about literally just such stupid ass shit. This is so stupid. This is so dumb. What the frick? What the frick? But it would be okay if it was anyone else. What if it was a white friggin' brunette with blue eyes? Or a white person, like, with black hair and blue eyes? Like, then would it be okay? Then would it be okay? Or is it it's just freaking blonde and blue eyes? That's literally been, like, the most popular stereotypical preference of combination of features, I guess. I don't know. I always have heard of blonde hair and blue eyes. Whatever. I don't care. You know what? They're all just jealous. That's what it is. They're all just jealous. You gotta boil your brain to understand this. All the black people came out and were like, we have no idea what's happening. She's hot, though. Yeah, like, who cares? Mostly because she's white, but the fact she's blonde adds to it for them. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because she's blonde hair and blue eyes, it's because of a certain someone from World War II. Oh, yeah. She already said that. Yep.
Are they putting crack in birth control nowadays? What is going on? She is a hot woman. She is a hot woman because of the way she looks. She looks the way she looks because of genetics. She has great genes. That is how a normal person sees it. She's blonde and has blue eyes and her initials are SS and she has a German Shepherd. Is how a schizophrenic, politically brain-rotted person sees it.
Hi, thanks for calling American Eagle. This is Jess. How can I help
Schizo brain go.
I am a marketing student and was wondering if I could speak to someone who could maybe give me some insight as to what estimated return on investment there has to be willing to use white supremacy and eugenics as your marketing campaign.
Are you freaking kidding me? She actually called them?
Harassing some poor worker. Doesn't even fucking speak English. Has f all to do with the commercial. These people are sick.
Yes, I recently saw American Eagle's eugenics marketing campaign.
I would hang up
where
on
they
her.
Used that white blonde girl and talked about how good her genes were in a time where racism is rampant in the U.S.
I see. Thank you for taking time.
I would literally just
Why are you
hang
bothering
up
this
the phone.
random ass Filipino woman with your West Wing ass TED talk? Nobody gives a
I would be like,
okay, so
I'd be like, yeah, okay, ma'am, can you go take your schizo meds and bye, click. What the freak? Better not tell them Hugo Boss is making military uniforms again after 75 years. What? Yeah, literally, it was just a play on words, and people are just taking it way too. People have too much time on their hands. That's what it is. People have too much time. They have too much time on their hands, and obviously, like, no other problems in their life or something. I
there's
don't
no
know.
way to, as a student, I can't learn about when eugenics
Imagine if this was the biggest problem in your life.
makes sense in marketing. No one on the marketing team can talk to me about that.
I miss like 50 years ago when these people would just be serial killers instead of doing whatever the f this is. She's even got other celebrities seething.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Haha, she did a dumb redneck voice, get it? Because all white people are dumb inbred hicks. Good one, Doja. Hey, by the way, why are you pandering to the same exact people who got your ass canceled for wearing a Sam Hyde shirt once? They all think you're racist too, girl, but nice try. Hope they see this.
Doja Cat is making fun of Sydney Sweeney's ad only because she realized after all those years of her kissing up to white supremacists, they're never going to accept her because she's a half-black woman. Wearing the Sam Hyde shirt, you dating all these white supremacists. So make fun of the ad all you want, but we'll never forget you rolling around in those chat rooms showing white supremacists your feet so they can make fun of your black ass.
Oh, they did see it, and they still hate you.
Weird adverts aside about how the best genes are characterized
Literally first world problems. That's what this is. First world problems.
in a conventionally attractive white, blonde, blue-eyed woman. Not true. I mean, look at me. Within 5 years, or as soon as she shows any sign of aging.
Oh my god. My brain was like, wait a second, this dude is literally a blonde with blue eyes. What is happening?
That's it. The moment she becomes visibly over 25.
Enjoy the ride now, babe, before you get too old and ugly and hit the wall. But wokely. This is just something I've noticed in the decade of criticizing feminism on the internet. Male feminists are the most misogynistic, sexist freaks ever when they finally have an acceptable, approved target to go after. God forbid you are a woman with the incorrect opinion, because hell hath no fury like a male feminist replying to you.
A strawberry blonde, blue-eyed woman marketing having great genes. This is just a whole fucking eugenics campaign, and I, for one, would like to...
And hear me out, they're just trying to sell jeans. Because people need pants. Most people will need pants. You know what? I don't know why I said most. All people. Make everyone wear pants, okay? Maybe you even go buy American Eagle's jeans, okay? Please don't go outside without pants. Male feminists also chronically end up in jail due to abuse. What if I want to wear a kilt? Okay, that's fine. You can wear a kilt. Dimitri, you can wear a kilt. I accept this. I suddenly don't feel so in etiquette as a man anymore. Bill Burr called these guys pathetic predators. Bill Burr! Does he have another show yet? My life. I love Bill Burr.
to throw myself off a balcony.
Do it. Do a backflip. Live stream it. Also, these people just straight up don't know what the eugenics movement is. Talking about genetics is not eugenics. Sydney Sweeney did not say she had the best genes or superior genes or that other people had bad inferior genes. Someone even made it like a fake ad like Beyonce has better genes, and it's like,
Okay.
Why'd you pick the picture where she has like a blonde wig on?
This campaign is poking at women's greatest and most tender insecurity under the patriarchy, which is desirability and the beauty standard. It affects not only non-white women, even though this is clearly white supremacist, Aryan race propaganda, but it also adversely affects the majority of white women who do not naturally have blonde hair and blue eyes. Because yes, even the women who can achieve this look have to do it through artificial means in one way or another. The vast majority of white women are not naturally blonde. And of course, lots of white women are also insecure about having brown eyes. So that's a whole generation of young white women who are being further propagandized to purchase blonde hair dye and contacts for the rest of all time.
Okay, what? Are attractive women just not allowed to model anymore because, like, God forbid it makes some other women insecure?
No, obviously.
And as someone with brown eyes, I've never once felt...
Nobody's allowed to be a model anymore. Never. It's too offending. You are not allowed to ever think that you're sexy or anything. Never, ever, ever. Having brown eyes means less eye issues? Really? Really? I didn't know that. I feel like all of this is projection. Yeah, that's what I think. I think everyone's just jealous. Like everyone's like super insecure and jealous. Like just because they picked her to use for this advertisement, which is a play on words and whatever. Yeah, she has good genes because she's hot, but that doesn't mean that 5 million other women don't also have good genes and they're also hot. Like you can be hot if you're not a blonde with blue eyes. What the hell? And also, beauty is like, what is it? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So brown eyes provide the best possible eyesight because of the way the eye uses light. Ooh, okay.
Insecure about having brown eyes. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna get into hyperborea, but I've seen myself photoshopped with blue eyes. Horrifying. So we've gone from Nazi propaganda
well,
to...
yes, when it is a very shitty Photoshop like that, it kind of did look horrifying. Oh my god. What the freak?
Horrifying. So we've gone from Nazi propaganda to genocide to racism to now poor little girls are gonna feel insecure because they don't have blue eyes like Sydney Sweeney.
Another thing about the Sydney Sweeney beauty standard that is very important to note is that big boobs are a hallmark of what conservative men are attracted to. At the end of the early 2000s and through the 2010s, we were becoming a more progressive society, and so we also naturally progressed to be a more ass-centric society.
In the 2000s, we were becoming more progressive, so we started objectifying women's butts.
Huh?
What? The communist utopia will be ass-centric, apparently.
What?
I didn't know the ass first thing was political. How does she know conservatives are all boob men? Conservatives in the audience, are you a boobs or butt guy? What political affiliation are the feet men? Libertarians. Listen, they can try to disguise it with their little intersectionality buzzwords all they want, but at the end of the day, women just want a socially acceptable reason to hate other women.
So she's like, we're an ass society because there's so many assholes. All right, I get it. That's what it is, right? I wouldn't call C's big boobs. They're average, I would think. I don't even know. I don't know, but I assume that's average. Any bigger, you'll probably have back problems in the future.
That's it.
Good genes passed on to offspring? That American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeney is literally overt eugenics. I know you don't want to hear this, but if you want to talk about how that ad is promoting eugenics, which it absolutely is, we also have to talk about how choosing not to wear a mask when you can during an ongoing pandemic, because you're okay with a certain subset of people, primarily disabled people of color, dying for your own comfort, is also eugenics.
Hold on, wait, I have to watch that again. What?
If you want to talk about how that ad is promoting eugenics, which it absolutely is, we also have to talk about how choosing not to wear a mask when you can during an ongoing pandemic, because you're okay with a certain subset of people, primarily disabled people of color, dying for your own comfort, is also eugenics.
1 second.
What?
2025.
What? We are comparing an advertisement for jeans to people literally dying? Literally dying. What? What? My brain is not computing. Lappy.exe is not computing right now. No.
We are talking about wearing masks for COVID in 2025. I like how she's woke scolding the other woke scolds for not woke scolding about her particular pet issue. COVID broke the brains of so many of these people, man. It's because it's when the world was just a giant, safe, H.R. Longhouse, where it was socially acceptable for them to be moral busybodies and never leave their home. It was like the closest to their lib shit utopia that we have ever gotten, and they miss it.
I remember growing up in a predominantly white community, wishing myself out of this body, out of this culture, take my name, if it meant that I could wake up blonde-haired and blue-eyed, never—
But why? Why? You're literally beautiful the way you are.
Never having to explain who I am or worry about being accepted. That is why this—
I mean, like, I get it. But she is just as beautiful.
American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeney is especially off-putting.
Listen, I'm sorry that happened to you, but we live in a predominantly white country. If you go to another country, there will be a different beauty standard. If you go to the country of your ancestors, there will be a different beauty standard, and maybe it will look more like you. But again, she didn't say her jeans were better or the best, and it's not like all the hot popular celebrities look like Sydney Sweeney. Look at Ana de Armas, look at Zendaya. They don't look anything like Sydney Sweeney, and they are known as very beautiful around Hollywood. This is why corporations in the media think in order to pander to the female gaze, everything has to be like average and frumpy and ugly, because women can't stop fucking projecting their insecurities. Not every character in a movie or a video game has to look like you. Not everyone in an ad has to look like you. Hell, the only time I see people who look like me is when I turn on the live-action Grinch movie. You notice men never say this shit, by the way? They usually go like, wow, that man is strong. I don't look like that. I'm gonna go to the gym. And women are like, wow, that woman is thin. I don't look like that. I'm gonna go complain.
What to make Sydney Sweeney's jeans better? Like, why did you get that joke? All us woke people—
Because they're from American Eagle.
That's
That's why.
is that it's just a little bit weird to directly reference European jeans as better.
Again, she never said that her jeans were better. You are making shit up.
Now, when you think of the all-American girl, like the standard of like American beauty, you probably think blonde hair, blue eyes, white girl, right?
No.
You're not supposed to think that way.
You're not supposed to think that way, guys. That's double plus ungood.
That's ingrained in you because of negative things that have been pushed on you by society.
When you think about the all-American woman, you should be thinking about an obese, transgender, disabled woman or something. What would be an acceptable vision of the American woman for this person? It's insane she's saying that we think Sydney Sweeney is hot because of negative things that have been pushed on us by society. No, bitch, we have eyes. And just because she is attractive does not mean you are also not attractive. Look at your full lips. That is a standard of beauty.
Oh my god. Freak my life. Literally, where'd it go? Hello? You're going to sit here and talk about freaking beauty standards being shit. Meanwhile, it looks like you have lip filler. Really? Yeah, and tweezed eyebrows. Freaking give me a break, dude. What the hell? I think this is where we were. I don't know. Did I tell you about the guy in the adult Discord server I mod? Literally comparing an old policy of not allowing and deleting AI generated images to genocide? Okay, dude. Okay.
Vision of the American woman for this person. It's insane she's saying that we think Sydney Sweeney is hot because of negative things that have been pushed on us by society. No, bitch, we have eyes. And just because she is attractive does not mean you are also not attractive. Look at your full lips. That is a standard of beauty I'll never live up to, but that's okay. Because I have other things that are beautiful and unique about me, just like you have other things that are beautiful and unique about you. Regardless if Sydney Sweeney is held up as the American beauty standard. These are lessons your mother should have taught you, not a YouTuber. Sydney Sweeney's ad shows a cultural shift towards whiteness. Advertisements are always mirrors of society, and sometimes what they reflect is ugly and startling. Boo! A white woman. Oh, the fucking author is white. I hate these people, man. Shut up.
Is she not literally blonde with blue eyes? Unless her eyes are green. I don't know. I can't really tell from here, but it's possible that she is literally a blonde. Sort of like a dirty blonde. With blue eyes.
Shut up. It's one thing when it's like a non-white person talking about how white people suck. It's like, okay, you're just racist. But when it's a white person talking about white people suck, you need to be ground up into a pulp and fed to livestock. You would honestly be more useful that way. Ads are always mirrors of society, and sometimes what they reflect is ugly and startling. Popular American culture is, indisputably, becoming more puritanical and more conservative. Puritanical? The focus of the ad was her tits and ass! This is not at all a conservative, puritanical ad. Have you seen what the puritanical right thinks of Sydney Sweeney? They think she's a whore, okay? They think she's a whore. The backlash has been swift and fierce, and some of it, at least if you ask me, is fair. The internet has been quick to condemn the advertisement as non-inclusive at best. Non-inclusive? Why the f does everything have to be inclusive? It's a commercial with one f***ing person in it. Sweeney exudes a source of vintage sexiness that caters to the male gaze. She embodies the near mythological girl next door beautiful but low maintenance sexy femininity that dominated the media in the 1990s and early 2000s. Oh wow, that sounds great. You're telling me that's fascism? Waiter, more fascism please. What the f? It's just so funny, like, the left is currently losing their mind about how, like, they need to get young men to vote for Democrats again, and here they are, like, blondes with big b****s are fascism. Listen, the alt-right pipeline does not start with the American Eagle ad. It starts with you. What are you doing? This is not at all a conservative far-right ad. It's just a normal ad that would have ran like 15 years ago. But I guess that's what being far-right is nowadays. And
nobody back then would have given a shit.
Normal from 15 years ago. I love this random part of the article though. Young women are being radicalized through so-called clean skincare and healthy eating. So fascism is hot people eating healthy and having clean skin. Goebbels himself could not make better propaganda. Literally, as I am editing this video, the New York Times comes out with his opinion piece, Why the Right is Obsessed with Thinness. I would really, really appreciate if people stopped equating health and beauty to fascism, because if health and beauty are fascism, what is unhealthiness and ugliness? Unfortunately, a big part of socially progressive
the only thing we're allowed to be is unhealthy and ugly.
Ideology is dismantling hierarchies and norms, and challenging what society sees as conventional, traditional, and beautiful. A really good example of this was those statues that were put up like all over different cities of like a frumpy woman in leggings. And the artist says like the purpose of these was to like challenge conventional beauty standards. And it's like, imagine looking like one of these women and then hearing like, oh yeah, this was put up to challenge beauty. Like, what do you mean?
What? Wouldn't that just make you feel like shit about yourself? What?
By that. Remember the whole body positivity movement like 10
like that feels like they're saying she's not beautiful, but she is. Like, what the frick? So being fascist is being fit and healthy. Yup. You better be unhealthy and ugly. Unhealthy and unfit. I don't want to get thin, I want to get fit. I honestly find women being a certain level of thin upsetting and worrisome. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's worrisome either way, right? Like, if you go too much one way, it's worrying, and if you go too much the other way, it's worrying. Like, just because someone is thin doesn't automatically mean they're healthy, and just because someone is, you know, bigger doesn't mean they're automatically unhealthy. The frumpy African woman statue is universally panned. I don't ever remember seeing those statues. Yeah, I don't remember hearing about them either. Pissed off people it was supposed to represent with the pandering. Oh, yes, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're sitting there being like, oh, we put these statues up, bigger sized women to challenge the beauty standard because, I guess because they're not as beautiful. I don't know, like, I don't know what they're trying to say, but I don't know what they're trying to say by that. That's a weird way to try and tell someone they're beautiful. I don't know.
Put up to challenge beauty, like,
hello, Nettie.
What do you mean by that? Remember the whole body positivity movement like 10 years ago? Remember all the fat influencers? Remember when every single ad was like this ad, for example? Calvin Klein's latest underwear campaign is breaking big boundaries. Big boundaries? Whoa. What do you mean by that? While fashion is starting to seriously consider creating more inclusive environment for consumers, there is still a huge mountain to climb before it is truly considered diverse. Huge mountain? No, that's just mean. And that's why Calvin Klein, probably the most famous name associated with underwear, just launched a groundbreaking campaign. Groundbreaking? Oh, come on now. The campaign is all about feeling free to express yourself, being uninhibited, and being provocative by challenging the norms we see on a regular basis. See? Challenging norms. It's all about challenging norms. This reminds me of that Protein World controversy from 2015. Old heads will remember.
I remember seeing this. I remember this ad. I remember this ad because it actually, like, I mean, I'm insecure and it actually did make me kind of feel bad. Like, I don't really care, but it did make me feel bad. Are you Beachbody ready?
I wrote an article about it for the Libertarian Republic. Wow, that was a long time ago. But anyway, a billboard with this ad for a protein powder supplement was put up and people lost their fucking minds. They vandalized it, they threatened to get a bunch of the employees fired, they threatened to go where the company was located with hammers, all because they committed the great crime of body shaming by daring to have a thin, attractive woman on their ad. This ad made other companies come out with their own like little virtue signaling things, like passive aggressive, like everybody is ready. Like every fashion magazine, every beauty magazine was pumping this out the time, just fat, 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 fat. The rise of like Tess Holiday and the hashtag F your beauty standards. Oh my god. You could not escape this. Also, suspiciously, body positivity only seemed to mean obese women. But yes, everywhere you looked, it was like fat, fat, fat. And everyone was
apparently.
like, yes, queen. Well, now we live in Ozempic world, and the fat acceptance movement seems to have died. Like many of the fat influencers, unfortunately. And these same types of people are like crashing out about the Sydney Sweeney ad because they really do feel like all the work they have done to like socially engineer people's behavior and preferences has been just like destroyed overnight. Who would win? Decades of propaganda? One big booby girl. I wrote in the old article, I can't say I'm too surprised at the backlash towards this model's body. We are living in a world where instead of striving to better ourselves and live a healthy lifestyle, praising obesity and unattractiveness is becoming the norm. Well, Shoe0nHead from 10 years ago, you will be happy to hear that it seems like it's no longer the norm. Because apparently not just American Eagle, but like Dunkin' Donuts and Arby's are using hot people in their ads again. Is the culture truly healing, or are we about to go into a deep financial recession? Questions we should be asking. Angry Reddit freaks also dock.
Oh my god. I don't know, man. When I watch advertisements like that, like for food and whatever, I literally could care less who the frick is holding the food. I'm just focused on the damn food. Like, hell yeah, give me those damn curly fries. I don't care who's holding the stupid thing. I just want the curly fries. And the freaking Dunkin' Donut milkshake or fruit smoothie, whatever the frick it was. Hardee's used to have supermodels advertising their burgers. Yeah, like, and I wouldn't even give a shit because I'm focused on the freaking burger. I want the burger, not the person holding it. Most of the body positivity models have died to heart complications. Yeah, because body positivity is not meant to be like, oh, it's okay to be fat. It's okay to be super extremely skinny. That's not what it's about. It's about loving yourself no matter what your body looks like, but you should still strive to be healthy.
Sydney looking through her voting records and found out she is a registered Republican. One of the most common things I saw about this were how, like, all the women getting mad about Sydney Sweeney were ugly, and I don't think that's true. There were some, like, pretty people in there. But it got onto this topic that I see all the time, and that is, why are liberal women so ugly? Leftists are ugly, conservatives are hot, which is not true, by the way. I was at January 6th, okay? But for the most part, stereotypes exist for a reason, right? Conservatives are, well, conservative with the way that they present themselves. They tend to follow norms and beauty standards, which is why, for example, the media called Hassan a, quote, progressive in a MAGA body. And how so many women on dating apps nowadays are looking for a man who votes Democrat but looks like a Republican. Everyone is aware of the stereotypes. And with leftists, you know the stereotype, like the overweight, blue hair, nose ring. They're not all ugly,
Her eyes
of
were
course,
so
but
pretty.
many purposely make themselves look ugly. Because being ugly is saying f you to the man.
Sign it with my name and pop it into an art gallery and I'll be a millionaire. That's it. That's all I have to do. All right, Fluffles, when are we going? When are we going? But I'm gonna need you guys to go in because I don't think they'll appreciate me going into the men's bathroom, but I need you guys to go saw off the urinal and I'll sign it. That is not art to me, right, Draco? Like, what the frick?
Urinal was a f you to art institutions and classical ideas of beauty. Those f***ass ugly concrete block brutalist buildings are another example. Brutalism emerged after World War II as a post-war modernist style, in part created as a f you to the classical architecture celebrated by, drumroll, the Nazis. Now think of those concrete buildings and the urinal and apply it to broader society. Basically, the blue hair and nose ring is a f you to, well, Sydney Sweeney. Hitler existed, so now everything has to be fat and ugly. Sorry. I don't know why so many on the left want to give the concept of beauty and health to the right, but it is not a winning strategy. Listen, I just want everyone's basic needs met, alright? I don't want people going in debt if they get into a car accident, or be homeless, or get sent to foreign wars. I didn't sign up for this stupid shit. It is funny though how like every time Sydney Sweeney is on camera, there's like a right-wing article like, woke is dead. Wokeness is no match for Sydney Sweeney's undeniable beauty. Are Sydney Sweeney's breasts double D harbingers of the death of woke? Was that girl right about conservatives being boob guys? She might have been right after all. Honestly, this doesn't really make sense because like the left are the ones trying to normalize porn and like OnlyFans culture and stuff like that. If anything, there is too much boobs everywhere. We need to calm down a bit. But when it comes to Sydney's like classical bombshell beauty, like I kind of get where they're coming from. Sydney Sweeney is a hot white woman who does not mind catering to the male gaze after we had a decade of hearing about how the
such a cute outfit. That's such a cute outfit. What the frick? 2025, I just see that now. True. We need more boobs everywhere. We need more booba! Booba! I would wear this. This is so freaking cute. Look at it!
Gaze after we had a decade of hearing about how the male gaze is bad and toxic. A decade of hearing about how white people are bad and toxic. A decade of ugly, angry, fat androgyny seeping its way into everything and anything. When people say Sydney Sweeney is anti-woke, I don't even think they mean politically. I think they just mean like Sydney Sweeney is like looking into a time portal back to 1992. A time when porn addiction wasn't such a big issue. Every woman didn't show her hole online for $5. Hookup apps didn't exist. It's like a bunch of millennials and zoomers are longing for a time they never experienced. But yes, this is a cultural shift, but not necessarily a conservative one. Just a return to like normalcy, a return to normal Americana consumerism. In 2065, conservatives are gonna be like posting people twerking like, return! These same TikTok freaks who are attacking Sydney Sweeney have been sounding the alarm about this cultural shift for some time now. And we see a bunch of celebrities embracing like looking normal and healthy again. Like Demi Lovato is a perfect example of this. She was an obese, short hair, walking stereotype, crying about a frozen yogurt place, daring to sell sugar.
What? I had no idea that Demi Lovato looked like that before. I had no idea. Yeah, the Jaguar. Not Jaguar. Jaguar. It pisses me off that it's pronounced like that. I don't know why.
Free frozen yogurt.
I walked in, was so triggered that
I remember her like this.
To now being skinny and healthy and married and even making a TikTok dancing happily in that same frozen yogurt place.
The singer returning to the scene of the crime Wednesday, poking fun at herself
she
on
looks
her
so
social.
much happier.
That's part of the reason these people are freaking out and saying like fascist aesthetics, because they know the chokehold they have had on culture.
Yeah, I loved Demi Lovato.
Losing its grip. Inshallah. Once Sam Smith goes back to being normal, that's when I know the culture is healing. Thankfully, American Eagle did not bend the knee and did not apologize to the horde. In fact, they doubled down. Sydney Sweeney has great genes is and always was about the genes. Her genes, her story. Wait a minute. Her genes, her story. HH. Uh-oh. Now, I can sit here and say the obvious, like, these corporations just want to pander to you, they just want to sell you like, yeah, obviously. But have you considered, it's good when corporation pander to me, personally? I just realized so much of American political discourse is, like, around f***ing corporations and ads. The Gillette commercial, Bud Light, Protein World. There are so many examples, like, it's just crazy how so much of our politics revolves around consuming things. I will buy blue team product. I will buy red team product. Bleak. In conclusion, we are tired of ugly. There's hot people in ads again. The white woman is back, baby. Let's go. 500 trillion more to Israel. Nobody can afford a fucking house. World is run by pedophiles. But woke is dead, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. So if you like this video, please subscribe and maybe donate to me on Patreon. Link down below.
I love not
Patreon
being able to
get the
afford a home.
uncensored version of every single video a day early.
I
so you
love
get to
it.
hear all the f***s and shits uncensored.
I
If you
love
can't or
being
don't wanna do that,
underpaid.
there's also a little tip jar down below. You
I'm
can
paying
leave a little tip,
$100
and I will give
for,
it a
like,
little heart. It helps the channel
12
and I
items
appreciate
of
it so much.
groceries.
Also, big shout out to Holtzkern again for
Hell
sponsoring
yeah.
this video. Check them out, link down below. And I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!
Subscribe to Shoe0nHead right now.